Hey guys, new day. I think I got all the parts I need. This looks different a little bit to me when the guy showed it to me, but I'm sure it's the right one. Kind of smells like fuel. I got all this. This hose is like a $40 hose from O'Reilly's. This is that submergible hose that's expensive. These are better than hose clamps, so I picked up some of these. I was going to pick up some hose clamps too, but they were all out. Luckily they had these. Then I got these just in case. So I have two routes of deleting the PPRV here and having enough line to make everything nice and reliable. I'm either just going to take the PPRV out, use the lines there and just put one of these in its place and clamp it and be done. Or I'm going to try and pull it off the Y splitter, the factory hose. I don't know how tight those things are on there, so I'm hoping I can still get them off. But if I do that, I can try to attach this to the Y and then just have this as my feed going up. It really doesn't matter. Each way is going to work. But I'm going to eat lunch and fuel up. Want to check out my luck? So on the phone, I made sure, I'm like, it's for an SVT Cobra. He's like, yeah, the 4.6 supercharged. This is Advanced Auto Parts. And AutoZone is the exact same way. Look at this. Just not the right thing. It's one pump in there. I'm like, I remember seeing a video that looked like this with this stupid can. I'm like, it was a regular Mustang. So whoever's making these is just screwing everything up because they're listing it as fitting a Cobra and it doesn't. Because this is what it should look like. It should have this metal bracket coming down from the top because that's where your pumps mount onto. This thing doesn't have anything. So I got to return that, and it was a hassle trying to find the right part, but I ended up finding one. Special order. It'll be here by Friday, so I gotta wait a day or so. But yeah, until then I'm just waiting. The car's got to sit out. But I posted this online and people were saying it's either due to what did they say? The booster pump overpowering it for so long. But I mean, the booster pump was installed in 2013. And I'm pretty sure it was only tuned to what it was tuned at. I know it said it was conservatively tuned, and that was the reason. But I think it could only go this high. Probably because they were running out of fuel. And then the other reason is that the fuel pumps die and they draw more. So it'd be heating the wire up. But yeah, this thing's ready to snap off up here. That. Yeah. So I'll see you in a day or so. Of course, we're expecting a big storm tonight. And it's supposed to be like rainy tomorrow, so I borrowed a car cover from my buddy William again. And it's not just a car cover. I mean, I got a bunch of sheets and blankets under here to protect the paint if there was anything to scratch it on the cover. I mean, I'm pretty well protected. I got this thing sealed off, for any water. I'll probably throw something else on there just in case, but yeah, we're fine. I'm gonna put the mufflers up on something. But that's how she'll look for 2 days. Anyways, I was taking the cover off and all the towels I had on under the cover to protect my car for the storm we had. And I'm out here and I'm like, man, these things look even worse than they looked, when I waxed these before I put them back on, these tinted lights that came with my car. And I took them off because I wanted to go with the stock lights, because these had like a dent in them, and I just wanted the original ones. But then when I put the original ones on, I noticed that they don't match this stock brake light as well, because it's kind of a darker tone on that. So I put these back on, and I just noticed today, it took me this long to notice that this is a sticker on these things. These things are individual stickers put on here to tint the lights. I couldn't believe it. How lame is that? So that'll be addressed soon. Lots of things will be addressed soon. I just need to get the main stuff situated. It's always a good view when your box is finally here. It's what, 3:30, 4 o'clock now in the afternoon? There's no way I'm gonna be finished putting this in. I still gotta get all the pumps and everything in it. It's probably tomorrow's project. You should place your bets now for this thing. Do you think it's gonna be the right part, or do you think I'm screwed again? So you're seeing it first. Here's the big reveal. Because I mean, if this isn't gonna work, I have no idea where to get them. Maybe eBay. It looks a lot better than the other one. Interesting. Well, it looks, yeah, there's the Y. Seems to already have a PPRV delete. Interesting. So, I mean, since it's all here, I don't need this line. I don't need these barbs to delete the PPRV if it had one. Don't need any of that. I'm simply just going to cut the 2 clamps for the pumps, loosen this up, and cut into the wires, make a connection, and I should be done. Filters are absolute monsters on these replacement pumps. These are the aftermarket filters they give you. I'll see what fits the best, works the best. So I was just comparing the 2 floats to see which one I wanted to go with. And yeah, this one, because this one fell apart. I can clip this thing back together. I gotta pull this thing out a little bit, but point is, I mean, this thing seems just, just a little outdated, wouldn't you say? I mean, this one seems like tight and sturdy. I mean, this scared me a little bit because it's like it's open looking. It looks like it should have like a front case on it, but I'm sure this thing works good, accurate. So I would rather trust that one. So all I'm gonna do is swap the pumps. Anyone who's battled these with your fingers like I do, you know you gotta have like fingers of steel. I'm a small guy, but I have like really strong arms and fingers. So this has been a mission. I had to end up cutting the lines off of these pumps. And this snapped. Real nice. I mean, these things are basically permanent when they get on there. I actually had to cut them off the Y with a Dremel so I could use the hose that came in handy with these, the new pumps. I just don't like how there's no groove or nothing on this. So when you clamp, it's just on this slick surface. So I'm gonna try and, I got the stronger clamps. They say these are stronger. I don't know about that. And then I'm gonna try and secondary clamp it on the tip, because you can only go so tight. I feel I don't want to break this either and be screwed. Unless I had to like extend the wires, I kind of heat shrinked it on there. So I mean, they should be good just to plug in and go. So these that came with the pump didn't go on as well. They didn't fit. They didn't even fit the pump. I think they just threw these in with the the pump just because they threw me in these too, and these fit, but they're just like small, and I'm like, I hope these don't restrict the pump, so I'm just gonna put these ones on that look like a medical color. That's like a medical color. But yeah, I'll put these on. I'll put these huge ones on and just put them in the tank. Oh. But I'm running into an issue right now with whatever, just leave that there. I gotta fix this quick so it's not hanging like this. These things don't work either. They don't fit. It goes on this way. It doesn't fit. Because the filters go this way. They don't go that way. Well, that was fun. Good thing I did that the night before. So, it's done. The pumps are in there. A little crooked, but that's because I'm using a rubber hose on the top, and you want it to stay as straight as possible. You don't want any kinks. So, it's in there pretty good. They're in there good. So, till tomorrow. And one sketchy thing, I found this. I don't know what it is, but it was just randomly in my scrap of junk. I don't know. I don't think it fell out of the pump. I looked in each end of the pumps. So I don't know. Yeah, I've been through some cars. So I woke up today and I did this a little different. I got the OEM metal clamp removed and I switched it with a hose clamp just because it's way tighter, and these things are going to be on at all times, so I need this thing as stout as possible. I mean, these are double clamped. These things are on there really tight. I mean, it shouldn't fail. I got the big filters on it, so I'm about ready to put it in the tank. It's crazy. It's got all the 9/11 stuff on TV today and the History Channel, so it's easy to get sucked to the TV. It's amazing what happened. I was in like 11th grade when it happened, so I mean, it actually feels more real sometimes seeing it now, just because you know more about life. So I forgot to film it, but the end of this thing got pushed in the tank. I mean, it was like right there, and I went to grab it out, and it just doop. I guess I had to be really delicate, but I mean, I just touched it, and it dropped in. But I could easily fish it out when I tilted the tank. I mean, if you had a full tank, I can see where it'd be an issue. So right now, I'm just getting the fuel pump ready to get put in. I'll plug the new lines in and then get the tank ready to go up. Okay. So there's a notch in here. It's on this side. That's where the float's gonna go. It's gonna go in there, I guess, somehow. Always that bit of nervousness setting in. You know, doing something sealed in the tank, you never want to know if it's in there right. You're gonna have a problem. But we got the float in the right space in the cutout. There's a cutout on the side. The wire has to go through there, and the float kind of goes over there. Now we're gonna put the hose on the end here. Make sure these bolts are torqued. Route this wire under where it was, and we'll be good to go, guys. So even the stock one was tough to plug in, but it was manageable. So I'm just gonna hit this with some little thing of WD and try extra hard. So I have my friend coming by because I need another hand on this thing. It's too dangerous to try and do it alone. If the tank was completely empty, I could, but it's hard by myself. I got it down alone. Plus this thing. I'm gonna try and grease this up a tiny bit. So my buddy's here now. I'm just gonna add a little bit of grease, just a little bit, to the hole where the stem goes in. All right, so the tank's back up in there with the help of my friend. And all the lines should be hooked up. Fuel lines hooked up. I didn't do these little nubs there, I forgot. It's whatever. That plug was a pain in the butt to plug in. Oh, this is good. I just have to tighten that down and then hook up the module in the back. All right, last part of the step is to hook this up. Like I said, the wire nut's temporary. I didn't have any bigger connectors. I gotta go buy some. I gotta hook this up and switch some wires around on the plug. Yeah, so I already ran the wire. Oh, here's the system. The wire nuts are temporary. It's all hooked up. I forgot to show you guys. I hooked up the line, positive line, right there where it shows me. I'm kind of just flying through this. It's getting late. I want to see if it runs. I just got to put the exhaust on. So the pumps turn on. I can hear them. I'm going to go grab the exhaust. All right, so my buddy's leaving. I got to hang the exhaust by myself, but shouldn't be bad. The tips were a pain in the butt to get on. We had to like wrestle with them, hammer out these a little bit, but they should be freed up enough in order to do this. So we'll see. Here we go. Well, here I go. Get that exhaust. I made sure it was good this time. Just gotta polish it before I start the car. It should start. We'll see. Just gotta adjust this tip in a little bit quick. So it turns out I had to go under and try and really crank the exhaust tight because I used WD-40 to put on some of the tighter pipes. And my adjustments were moving. My pipes started sagging. So right now it's probably as good as it's gonna get. They're pretty level. I cranked them down with this bar. So I mean, they're as tight as they can get. I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go in and take a quick shower before I hop in here. So patience. Gas gauge is reading all the way on E though. That's not good. Maybe it's just because the car is at an angle, I don't know. Damn, so the low fuel light's on and it's reading below empty. I double checked the float thing. I don't get it. Damn. So besides the low fuel light being on, I'll have to put more gas in and see what happens. I had like a little under a quarter tank and now it's reading empty and the light's on, so I hope I don't have a bad sending unit. It's definitely driving smoother.